Right then. Okay, welcome along to the McA Fitness YouTube channel. This is all a little bit weird. So, done a couple of videos already, generally educational ones, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through my marathon training. I'm not going to go into the specifics of the plan, but the idea is that I'm going to vlog on a weekly basis and run through my training every week, how it's getting on. So currently in the middle of week 3. That plan went really well for the first 2 weeks. I've done a couple of videos whilst I've been out, but I've just not managed to edit anything. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd be really simple and just talk to you. I'll throw some clips in, maybe in the intro and the outro. But let's run through weeks 1 and 2. So it's been a couple of easy weeks, generally for the full 16-week plan. So I should say that very kindly Smiling Tri Coach have provided me with a training plan, a 16-week training plan. They are a awesome pair of coaches, Kate and Mel. I've known Kate for many years through the triathlon community. She was head coach at Mantri, she's assistant head coach at Altrincham Swimming Club, and good friend of mine. Really good coach, somebody that I respect a lot, and she was the first person I approached for my marathon training. So it's a 16-week plan, 3 to 4 sessions a week. For the first 2 weeks it's been 3 sessions. They've all been really easy. It's pretty much been a 30-minute easy, a 40-minute easy, and then a longer a 45-minute on week 1 and a 60-minute on week 2. So that's been it's been really good, really easy. Now in general I run with a friend, so that makes life a lot easier. Tonight, actually, my second session of week 3, I ran on my own, and it was really difficult. I should have ran a 40-minute session tonight, and I ended up running about 32 minutes. My heart rate felt high, my legs felt heavy. To be fair, I'd not eaten too long. I went out at around about 8:30, and I'd eaten about 6:30 with the family. So I didn't have a huge meal. I had a jacket potato with some salmon, but it was probably too much too soon, too close to racing, or too close to training rather, to be honest. So yeah, sessions so far have been really good. I'm not looking at a particular time at the moment, but generally I'm happy. I'm running somewhere between 9:15 to 9:45 minute miles, so I'm quite happy with that. I know that I'm going to hit. I know that I'm going to be able to do my marathon running at that pace, if not hopefully a little bit faster. So that's more or less weeks 1 and 2. They've been nice and easy. Like I say, I'm not going to go into the specifics particularly because it's all about documenting the journey, me doing the sessions, me holding myself accountable to you, my participants, the viewers, because we're all on this journey together. I run Go Tri events, so small local community-based triathlons and duathlons. Your first event, really, your first multisport event. And what I wanted to do was demonstrate to you that nobody's any different. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not an elite athlete by any stretch of the imagination, but I have done some triathlons, done some half marathons. This is my first marathon that I'm training for. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you my journey to that and show you that I'm no different to you. Things get in the way, life gets in the way. For example, week 2 last week, I only managed 2 out of my 3 sessions. My little girl had a temperature one morning, so I spent 2 days off school. We went and got COVID tests. that forced us to isolate for a couple of days. It all came out negative, so we were lucky with that. But that was on one of my planned training days, and I'd actually delayed my training. I was due to train on the Wednesday, but I'd made the plan to train on the Thursday, and that was the first day that we had to isolate. So yeah, life gets in the way. I work a full-time day job as well as running my events and hosting the podcast. So yeah, a lot to do, and I'm trying to train alongside it. So yeah, really the point of this series is to demonstrate to you the journey that I'm going through, to showcase some of my training, and to as a way to hold me accountable to you, and ensure that I actually do the training. So a couple of things I just wanted to touch on in this first episode. Why a marathon? So really, a marathon is one of those things that I've thought about for a long time. It's on everybody's bucket list, isn't it? And at the end of the day, why? It's just a marathon. It's a long run. But for me, it's pushing myself further than I've been before. I've come through injury over the last few years with a bad back, sciatic issues, and disc issues, and so going and doing an Ironman or a half Ironman or something like that, it's just not really viable with my back, the run off the bike. And don't get me wrong, I've got a sprint triathlon planned next year, and I do still try and take part in as many of my own events as I possibly can. But really, I'm really enjoying running, and I just figured it's something that I've not done before. Give myself the chance to push myself, and it's something that I'm going to need to train for. Like I say, I'm not an elite athlete at all, but I know that I can go and run 10k. I'm fit enough. I've got the training within me to go and run 10k. I'm not necessarily going to run a fast 10k, and that's something that I could train for as well. But I figured that the marathon was something that I'm really going to need to train for, because I'm really going to need to put the miles in my legs, and in my head, get my mindset right to train and complete a marathon. So that was the reason that I'm running a marathon. I'm running Chester Marathon in October. The reason I chose Chester, I was supposed to be doing the Abersock Triple Crown this year, which comprised of 10k in June, the sprint triathlon in June, and then the half marathon in October. That was the back end of October, and I know it's the wrong way round, but my plan was to run the marathon early October, and then I knew I would be ready for the half marathon, and I'd be able to really go and nail that half marathon. I was going to run as an easy marathon. I had no set expectations on the time, and then I was going to really go and nail it. My aim was to do a sub 2 hour half marathon in October. However, because obviously the Abersock Triple Crown is in Wales, there were no events held in Wales at all in June. So that was postponed, and actually coincidentally both events, the 10k and the sprint triathlon, were put into October as well. Now, as it fell, I could have ran all four, but I don't really want to do all four events in the same month, particularly a marathon and a half marathon as well as the other two. So I've postponed that to next year, and now my primary focus this year is going to be the Chester Marathon. Okay, so at the moment the aim is to complete it. I think maybe as we get closer to it, maybe as I'm maybe 6 or 8 weeks into training, I'm going to look at maybe a time. But at the moment, my main concern is putting the training in, enough training to allow me to complete the marathon. And then, yeah, so Smile and Try Coach, that's the next thing I wanted to talk to you about. Why choose a coach in the first place, and why Smile and Try Coach. So I think a coach is an opportunity to hold myself accountable to somebody else as well. But also, I am a coach. I have spent the last 10 years in the fitness industry. I could quite easily write myself a marathon training plan. However, when you do something for yourself like that, I'm much less likely to actually complete it. I feel, and from experience, I've always performed better with a coach, no matter what the training it is I'm doing. I've always trained better, trained harder. I'm going to let somebody else down if I don't follow through on that journey. Whereas if it's my plan, it's only me I'm letting down, there's no biggie. So yeah, that's the main reason why I chose a coach. And like I've already said, I've chosen Smile and Try Coach. I spoke to Kate rather. I spent the full morning with Kate at one of our events at the Dunham Massive Duathlon a few weeks back. We had a cracking chat, really good to catch up, and I asked her there and then if she would coach me, and she's provided me with a 16-week training plan, and yeah, she's holding me accountable as well. I've not gone for the full coaching package, so it's not a regular monthly checkup, but because we're good friends, because we know each other well, she's holding me accountable as well, and I know that if I don't do those sessions, then I'm letting her down as well as letting myself down. And then also, like I say, I chose to document it and share my journey with you guys as well, because I don't want to let you guys down. So that's pretty much the end. That's all I've got to say for week 1 and week 2. What would you like to know? I'm hoping that I can make these videos as much entertaining, well, more entertaining than this one. I'm going to try and film some more footage, but I'd like to make them a little bit educational as well. So run through my training, run through the things that I found really difficult, run through the things I found easy, talk through my nutrition, my recovery strategy, all that kind of stuff. And as we get closer to the race, we'll talk tapers, we'll talk race day preparation, and everything. So what would you like to know? Let me know in the comments what you'd like to know, what you want to find out, what you want me to document on my training, and yeah, magic. Obviously, if you could like and subscribe, that would be really helpful. Help other people find the channel and see my videos, and hopefully I will be able to not only complete my marathon, but I'll also be able to inspire some of you to complete your first event, whether that's a 5k, 10k, sprint, triathlon, even a go try, or whether it's something a little bit bigger, a marathon, a half Ironman or something. So yeah, cool. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure talking to you for the last 10 minutes, and I hope that you find the next few weeks inspiring. Cheers.